So today we got a showdown that I really like. I'm a big fan of this one. We got Black Panther versus Kraven the Hunter. I think this is a really unique matchup. I think it's a really cool matchup. Let's get started. Now, T'Challa is the Black Panther and King of Wakanda, one of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth. He is among the top intellects and martial artists of the world, a veteran Avenger, and a member of the Illuminati, along with Beyonce and Jay-Z. That was just a joke. I don't actually think that's what the Illuminati was talking about. Don't count off in the comments about that. That was a joke. Joke. Now, using his powers and abilities, he has pledged his fortune, powers, and life to the service of all mankind. When T'Challa became the Black Panther, he was allowed to eat the heart-shaped herb, which provided him with enhanced strength, endurance, and reflexes. He was also given a blessing from the Panther goddess, which elevated his enhanced strength, endurance, and reflexes to superhuman levels. T'Challa has demonstrated incredible strength, like wrestling a rhino to the ground, being able to stop an elephant's charge, and sending Neymar flying with a kick. He's able to withstand crushing blows and puncture wounds, but really, his vibranium suit helps him out a lot. T'Challa's reaction time is far greater than most opponents, and his agility and flexibility far surpasses an Olympic athlete. Black Panther is a genius, on par with Tony Stark and Reed Richards, and is an excellent hand-to-hand fighter. He's been groomed to be a warrior since birth, and is a master of practically all forms of armed and unarmed combat. T'Challa is seen as one of the best fighters in the Marvel Universe, and has stalemated or won against such fighters as Iron Fist, Wolverine, Daredevil, and Captain America. Black Panther is a king of a highly advanced civilization, and thus has tons of fancy gadgets. His suit is made of vibranium microwave mesh, which robs incoming objects of their momentum, and is completely bulletproof. He also has anti-metal claws, which breaks down metal on the molecular level, and energy daggers that are powerful enough to slice through various structures and foes. Finally, T'Challa can also call upon all the knowledge, strength, and experiences from every Black Panther before him. And then in the other corner, we have Kraven the Hunter, a famous big game hunter who became a mercenary and later developed an intense obsession with restoring honor to his name. Kraven has now been known as a major threat to Spider-Man and leaving a legacy during his demise. Kraven is a very skilled and experienced hunter, and his abilities are world-renowned to where he might be the world's greatest hunter. He has the ability to keenly study his prey to find any weakness before making an attack, and because of this, he could fight even the most dangerous animals all by himself. He gained his hunting experience on the African safari, but he's able to analyze any type of environment in order to use it as an advantage over his prey. He is just at home in urban areas like New York City, as he is in uncharted areas of the Savage Land. Kraven developed a fighting style that solely focuses on capturing and maintaining an advantage over an opponent. And I know it kind of seems like common sense to capture and maintain an advantage over your enemy, but Kraven would spend the entire fight looking for that singular advantage and then continuously exploit it. He was also infamous for his nerve punch attack that could even paralyze superpowered opponents. Then on top of his fighting skill, Kraven is also an expert in all hunting equipment, although he prefers more tribal hunting equipment like spears, shields, and axes as opposed to more conventional weapons. Kraven was just a normal human, but after digesting a special herb, he was able to lift roughly 2 tons, run up to 60 miles per hour for short sprints at a time, and had even heightened his senses. Kraven is big on hunting out of honor, so his gear consists of more tribal weaponry like the Bantu War Club, javelins, bolos, hunting nets, machetes, bowie knives, blowguns, and a custom-made gauntlet that's made from animal claws. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, both of these guys are right at home in the jungles of Africa, so the setup for this battle will be Kraven snuck into Wakanda to do some hunting and stumbled across T'Challa. Black Panther is obviously not too excited about the villain being in his country, and so the fight begins. Neither of them will have time to prepare beforehand, but Kraven does have his normal hunting arsenal, and T'Challa has his Black Panther gear. So let's see how this fight will play out. When it comes to fighting skill and hand-to-hand prowess, these guys are fairly equal, although I would give the edge to Black Panther. They've actually fought several times before in the comics, with Kraven hunting Black Panther and defeating him, but then in the rematch, Black Panther beat Kraven. Now you could say that Kraven was holding back on Black Panther and wanted to see what T'Challa was made out of in that fight, and I would agree with you to some degree, but Black Panther still easily defeated him. However, Kraven was the guy who defeated Spider-Man, and actually impersonated Spider-Man for a time period, so he definitely shouldn't be underestimated. But just like in his first fight with Black Panther, Kraven was hunting Spider-Man, and had time to analyze him and study his weaknesses, so I don't really know if that's comparable to this battle, since this is a random encounter. And in a random encounter, I'm leaning more towards Black Panther as the better fighter, although it would be a brutal fight. Now in a physical matchup, these guys are fairly equal. Both of them have demonstrated strength at low superhuman levels, but I think Black Panther takes the edge simply because he's demonstrated more feats. Kraven might win in a flat-out race because he can run at 60 miles per hour for a short period, but the two are about the same level in terms of agility and reflexes. However, Black Panther takes the definite edge in the durability category, thanks in large part to his vibranium microwave mesh armor. This suit has held up to punches from superpowered beings and is completely bulletproof. It's also resistant to all bladed weapons, although a skilled swordsman can cut along the grain of the microwave and cut through it and injure T'Challa. Now, Kraven is skilled enough with his weapons to eventually slice through the armor and hurt Black Panther, but it will take a couple of tries and extreme precision and effort to do it. But then T'Challa can easily hurt Kraven since he doesn't really have any notable armor. And then in addition to the suit, Black Panther definitely has better gear than Kraven the Hunter. Kraven usually prefers to use ancient tribal weaponry because he appreciates the honor of the hunt, and this will be a severe disadvantage in this fight because it will have a tough time penetrating Black Panther's armor. It also doesn't match up at all when compared to T'Challa's advanced arsenal. He's got anti-metal claws, which can break metal down on the molecular level, and energy daggers that are powerful enough to easily hurt superpowered opponents, and should have no problem cutting through Kraven. Then let's take a look at the environment and see if either one of them could find an advantage in their surroundings. Kraven is an expert at quickly analyzing his environment and then using it towards his advantage, and he's also right at home in African jungles. However, we're on Black Panther's turf, and I really don't see Kraven getting a definitive advantage over Black Panther using the environment when they're in Wakanda of all places. So at the end of the day, I give the edge and victory to Black Panther, mostly thanks to his much better arsenal. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button for videos just like this one every single week.